Hi, Gerald Stafford here, Fourth Dimension Technologies. Today I'm going to do a quick presentation on our very popular self-paced course, why we designed it, who it really is designed for. So I'll talk about that course, what it's designed for, what's included in the courseware, and what's required to receive your certificate of completion from Fourth Dimension Technologies. Okay, so let's talk about why we designed and developed our self-paced course and who we designed and developed it for. If you guys have listened to presentations from me before, you know that I tend to talk through slides. I don't like to just read what's on a slide. So the course was created for those that have geographical boundaries. What I mean by that is that there's a number of students that want to become Microsoft certified trainers. They possess the underlying certification to qualify for a Microsoft instructional skills class, but they cannot find a provider in their local area. There are only maybe 10, 12 providers of Microsoft instructional skills certification. And so because there's such a limited pool of qualified providers, students may find it difficult to get the certification. Most of the providers are in the continental United States, or probably about 30% of them would be safe to say are in the continental United States. And then the others are sprinkled out, some in Europe, but primarily in the US, really. And so students that may be in Asia or some parts of Europe or Africa, South America, so forth and so on, they don't have the opportunity to become Microsoft certified trainers without incurring a lot of costs that's associated with travel, hotel accommodations, and meals, things of that nature. So we thought about that. We've thought about that for a number of years. We've been doing this since 1999. And so we implemented a program so that students can now become certified from the comfort of their own homes. And when we decided to do that, the curriculum is the same as it would be in our live instructional class, or if you were in a virtual online class that we also offer, but we wanted to strengthen this course a little more by providing supplemental videos so that you can listen to them over and over again. Now, though those videos map to the courseware itself, the videos are designed in such a way to accelerate your career. So we talk about things that happen in live environments, in real environments, and how you should manage students in those environments, manage expectations, how to properly set those expectations, because you can read that information multiple times, but it may not click for you unless you really have some supplemental material to kind of help you to understand it and for it to become a part of your delivery skills or your delivery cycle. So we built in supplemental videos to accommodate that. And then we built in some short videos just as reminders so that when you go into the environment, you can listen to a short 15, 20-minute video to just, kind of jumpstart you, get you ready for that class. So this course is designed for active working adults that do not have the time, or they are in a geographical area in which they cannot access the training to gain their Microsoft certification as an MCT from the comfort of their home or their office or while they're traveling, and they can do it at their own pace. There's no time limit for you to complete the class. So some students have completed it in a few days, others have completed it within a few weeks, and then we've had, in one instance, and it's only happened to us once, where it took a student an entire year to complete the certification, but that was the pace they decided to work at, and we certainly have no qualms with that. So that's why the course was designed. For those of you that are not in a geographical area where you can readily locate the training services that you may be looking for. I've already touched on who the course is designed for, but as I said, I talked through slides. This is a very short presentation, so I'll go over it again. If you are an active working adult, you hold the underlying certification so that you qualify to take an instructional skills course. This may be the best path for you because you're not taken away from your work schedule and you do not have to set aside time to either take a virtual online class that we offer or an in-person class that we offer, but the in-person class is in very select cities. And so we only offer that class in 3 cities. So unless you live, in the mid-Atlantic region of the continental United States or the southeastern region of the United States or the West Coast, then you could not take an in-person class. You can take virtual classes, particularly in the European market and in Asia and Africa. You can take our virtual class as well. The courseware is all the same regardless to the platform or the delivery style that you decide to take. The courseware is no different because you have to hit all the sticky points irrespective to what that delivery format looks like. Now, I didn't put it in the slides, but I'll go ahead and talk about it. Pricing for those courses are different based on obviously our costs, resources, and what type of delivery format we're going to use. So as an example, if you're taking our in-person class, that course is priced somewhere around $2,200 currently, which is still a little bit cheaper than many of the providers. The courses generally run about $2,500. So we're a little bit cheaper. That's our in-person class. Again, that's in select cities. If you were doing our virtual online class, that's priced at about $1,800. Still significantly cheaper than many of our competitors, but still in all, you have a 2-day to 2 to 3 day class cycle, and so you have to get all the information and demonstrate the skills to us in that environment in the 2 or 3 day period. Our self-study class is the most modestly priced class, where it's generally $1,400, but we tend to run sales on that most often because students really prefer that format. So that class can run you between $1,200 to $1,400. That's safe for me to say, just based on how we generally price that class. And again, it allows you to take the courseware at your own pace. Now, because of that, you have to take a final exam that's required from Fourth Dimension Technologies as a provider, so that we know that you not only did you go through the material, but you understand the concepts and you can implement those concepts. Again, we supplement that by giving you videos to listen to or look at, and you can do that at your leisure, and you can do it multiple times. So it's really a good program for people that are on the go and that they really want to take their time, but you do have to pass a final exam. That exam is 50 questions. You have 2 hours in which to take the exam, and you have to score 65% on that exam. Now, currently, we are not charging for the exam. Traditionally, we charge for the exam, but currently we're not charging for the exam, nor are we charging for any retakes that you may need. So if you take the exam and you're not successful in your first attempt, you can go back and retake the exam at no additional cost, and you can do that multiple times. So the course is designed for active working adults. that have some geographical limitations, and they really have the passion to become a Microsoft certified trainer. Now, some of the things that's included in our self-paced course, this is not a complete list, but it's a general list, is you obviously get the self-paced study guide. And again, it is the same content that we deliver both in the virtual environment and in a live in-person environment. There's no difference in the content because we still have to make sure that you understand and can implement all the 14 stippy points. So you get the self-paced study guide. You can work through it. Our suggestion is you read through it completely the first time, and then you start to work through the content on your second read, and then your third read, you should start to prepare yourself for the exam. You'll also get documentation that instructs you on how to set up an account to take the final exam. Again, that final exam is 50 questions. You have 2 hours in which to complete the exam, and a passing score of 65 is required in order for Fourth Dimension Technologies to issue your certificate of completion. The good news is you are not being charged for the exam, and you can retake the exam multiple times if you're not successful initially. You'll also get a copy of the MCT enrollment agreement and guide so that you understand the application process. So when Fourth Dimensions issues your certificate of completion, you're not blind. You understand what you need to do in terms of Microsoft for them to activate your MCT certification. Now, in saying that, it's important for you to understand Microsoft generally tries to issue your MCT within 5 to 10 business days, but that depends on the volume. So if there's a lot of volume activity going on, it may take a little longer. Our suggestion has always been to our student population is that once you submit your application, then you should follow up on that application within that 5-day window and see where it is. And then Microsoft generally are very, very good at pulling your application and then pushing it through the process so that it's activated fairly quickly. And so that's something that you want to keep in mind. We also give you some final step instructions just to make sure that you're very clear on what that process should be. And then we also give you access to the supplemental videos that I've already talked about. They're really, really good videos, and they're powerful because we've been doing this for 25 years and have developed trainers across platforms and have written training programs and developed training programs across vendor platforms as well. So we bring a lot of experience to the table in helping instructors understand what they need to do in order to be successful. Again, the supplemental videos are not a replacement for the actual self-study guide, nor should they be used as a replacement for the exam itself. The supplemental videos are specifically designed to accelerate your career. So the first 3 videos or 4 videos in the supplemental video family or library really does map to the courseware, but you may hear a different spin on how you should implement a particular stippy point that is different from what's in the book. So that's why it's important that you use the book for the exam purposes, but you listen to the supplemental videos for real world experience and examples so that you can implement that and accelerate your career when you get into the environment. And so those are the general things that's covered there. There's also some short videos that are just really basically reminder videos and, quick impact skill development, so that when you get ready to go into an environment, as an example, you can, listen to a video and you know how to set the expectations of the classroom the proper way. And so we wanted to make that available to you as well. And we may continue to add videos to that library. So for those of you that may have taken the courseware already, feel free, if you created an account, you should have created an account when you purchased the courseware, to go back, and then you should be able to access those videos either directly through a link, or you can download a document that'll have all the links available. So you want to check back from time to time, even after you've taken our course, because we may continue just to build out that library. Now, the requirements that's necessary for you to take our self-paced courses: you have to possess a qualifying Microsoft certification. And then, rather than go through all of the different certifications, because there are a number of them, you can visit our website, or you can visit Microsoft's website as well, and you will see a list of all the certifications that qualify you to set a Microsoft instructional skills course. And so you have to have the underlying certification. It's best, or safe, as an example, to have an associate level certification, and you will qualify for the instructional skills course. And then you have to, obviously sign up, register, pay for the course, things like that, and then take the course. So the qualifications are stringent, but they're not that complicated. It really is just, you only need one. You hear all this information that people need 5 and 6 and 7. No, you don't. You need one. You need one certification, and that will allow you to then become a Microsoft certified trainer. Many years ago, there were different parameters: MCSE certification, MCSD certification. Microsoft has kind of shifted to a role-based environment anyway. So now it's just making sure that you have one of the underlying certifications, and then you can teach any course in which you're certified in. That really is not a part of this presentation, but I wanted to just touch it very quickly. Once you're certified in a particular course, you can teach that course in any of the Microsoft environments. So just make sure that you have a qualifying certification, because if you don't, and which you're responsible to make sure you have it, if you don't, then you've taken a class and you've spent money, and your certification will not be activated until you go back and get an underlying certification. Again, I've already talked about the exam, but I'll touch it again because it's required in order for us to issue your certificate of completion. If you pay for the course and you don't pass the exam, we're not going to issue the certificate of completion. You can take as long as you need to pass the exam, but you have to pass the exam. So the exam, again, it consists of 50 multiple choice questions. They're not easy questions. So you have to go through the content in the self-paced study guide. It's not easy. So there's 50 multiple choice questions. Again, you have 2 hours in which to take the exam, and then you have to get a score of 65%. Currently, we're not charging for the exam. We have waived the charges for the exams, nor are we charging for retakes. So the difference between our self-paced course and the other formats that we offer, MCT training or Microsoft Instructional Skills training, is the other courses do not require you to pass an exam. We simply look at your presentation skills. Here, we require you to pass an exam. Now, you can also send us a video if you want us to critique, your presentation skills as well. But we really focus here on making sure that you understand how to implement the necessary sticky points, because no matter when you start in this business, and no matter what anyone tells you, you're not going to be comfortable until you got through the third delivery cycle. Once you through content for the third time, you understand the content, you get a really good feel for the type of questions you're going to be asked, because the questions are fairly repetitive from one group to another. You know how to manage students, and you can tell where your problem students are going to be and those kind of things. So, you'll be comfortable in the third delivery, but no matter where you go, if somebody tells you you're going to be an expert as soon as they issue the certificate of completion, that's not entirely true, in my opinion. So in conclusion, and what are really some of the advantages of taking our self-paced course, it overcomes your geographical limitations, certainly. So it's going to and it's already priced cheaper, but it certainly overcomes geographical issues, which is really something that is prevalent for those that are looking for Microsoft Instructional Skills certification courses. So that's the biggest hurdle that it helps you with. That's the biggest advantage. The second advantage is that you can complete it at your own pace. So if you're not ready, you don't have to test out. If you do take an exam and you don't pass it, that's fine, because we're not charging you for it, and you can go back and retake it. So take your time. You can be done in 3 days, you can be done in a week, you can be done in a month, you can be done whenever you're comfortable. So that's a huge advantage to having to be in a captive environment, meaning a virtual environment, live virtual environment, or in-person courseware. And that's the same across the board. And matter of fact, you have to find a provider that has a global reach. We happen to provide the service globally, but we may be the only one that does that. There's very few that provide that service at a global level. And if they do, their pricing is a little bit different. So that's an advantage. Again, you can take the exam when you're ready. You're not paying for a retake if you need one. The supplemental videos will help you throughout your career. Like, they really will. We've been doing it a long time. Developed a lot of trainers over the years. Managed a lot of trainers over the years. Don't really like to talk about that too much, but we have managed a lot of trainers over the years. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of trainers. So we understand what the training environment really is about. So use the supplemental videos to help you throughout your career, really. And then, of course, you're going to do some things different that's in the supplemental video. That's fine. It's just a guide to kind of help you push yourself forward. At that point, you'll get your Microsoft Instructional Skills Certificate of Completion from us. And as I've already stated, we are available to the global community, and we may be the only ones that are available to the global community. Okay, I'm going to just wrap up real quick. I already talked about our self-paced course. You can go to our website to get more information. So you can contact us, or just go to our website by going to https://fdtec.co or https://fdtech.co. Email is at info@fdtec.co. Again, that's info@fdtec.co. And then, of course, our phone number is 1-770-800-1853. We're here available to answer your questions till about 8 o'clock on the East Coast. So I hope this has been informative, and drive ahead and get your Microsoft Certified Trainer certification. Good luck.